The city of Philadelphia is one of rich history and passion, and you can always count on the latter when you step inside Lincoln Financial Field. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
Anytime a team goes on the road, there's always that little bit of fear that maybe they could be affected by the hometown crowd. But this is where game planning really came into play. They talked about it all week. Go in there, establish yourselves. Well, that run right there, that slows down the crowd and gives them a lot of confidence.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Open. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Eagles. Oh, he's got a little daylight. We know turnover margin always key. Going to be really key in this one. First and right turnover, that's huge.
It is, and you know something? There's one coach on every team that weighs in at the worst possible time, right? And this is bad. He just fumbled the football. Can't you just hear him right now? Son, you messed it up for everyone on that one. Messed up our offense, and now you put our defense in a bad spot.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Sermon. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They go play action with Hurts. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Hurts sets up to throw it. Sanders has it over the middle. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And they'll use him out in the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Throwing is Hurts. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Uchenna Nwosu, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Sermon Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Again with Sermon. And he's in for the Eagles touchdown. Trey Sermon, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They had to fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll set up a throw. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And that's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. And Matthews makes the ground. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains, that one for 14 yards and another 1st. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Back to Walker on 1st down. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 40 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. Here's Walker. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. And I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball, and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
Again, Walker. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line. And that's where the return stops.
Pardon me, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So crisis averted, but now facing 3rd and goal. He'll drop to throw. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. And the sack to Fletcher Cox.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit, right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Myers' kick is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
This one fielded at the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hunger group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The Eagles at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with him in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Uchenna Nwosu. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed him. Off of the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll get this to Lazard. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That is incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage. And that throw, no shot.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll look to throw here. And that will be incomplete.
Nice place to get to. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Up the middle they go with Sanders. They find some open field here. There's a nice move. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Seahawks 36-yard line. 39 yards there. A big one. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
From the 35 on 2nd down. Hurts. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Here's Hurts to throw. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 23. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On first down, Hurts. Over the middle to Smith. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defender.
Touchdown, Eagles! Greg Calcaterra, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Eagles have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is now 17-3. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Are you kidding me? Really? Are you kidding me?
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
If you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts. Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll drop to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
Obviously searching for the first touchdown in this game. Not quick 3 and out. That's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Man, let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
And Hurts able to show off some of that elusiveness as he slides to the ground there, and in the process picks up the first down. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up in a couple of minutes' time. We'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman, the coach in our EA Sports studios. They'll have a look back at the next-gen stats from this first half of action. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred the defense.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Hurts. This is Smith with the ground. Touchdown. Devontae Smith, 32 yards. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Fair to say it hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Throw out wide to Walker. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot. You know, all corners see their job. It's simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Open target here is Matthews. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Back to throw again. He's going to air it out deep for Matthews. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. That one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And not much happening there as he'll get it back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. 3rd quarter starts with a run from Gainwell. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
On 2nd and 12, Hurts. This is caught. It's ball. A big play there for Philly. 56 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll try and run for it with Gainwell. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Kennedy Brooks, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Elliott now to add the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. Let's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
The second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They certainly are letting up today, partner, because they've caused big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. A little careless with the football. He also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did. And when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you. 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They run here with Jason Huntley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Brooks, and they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get down to the side.
Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now, the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Going deep here for Matthews. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds incomplete.
And they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line.
It's been a for them on offense. This was a chance to maybe provide a little bit of a spark with a punt return. Unfortunately, that spark got doused.
Yeah, and you call special teams the third phase, but you see here it can be the first phase sometimes.
That is so true, right? It can ignite it one way or the other, and boy, that didn't help them at
all. Jordan Brooks on the tackle.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On third down, it's Gainwell. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, fourth down.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
to throw now on first down.
That completes it again to Metcalf.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29. Second and 6, just inside the 30. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, some type of a turnover. You've got to get back out there and play. These guys just want to get to the bench and gather themselves and regroup a little bit. Let's see if these offenses can settle in and start taking care of the ball a little bit better.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That defensive front four has been very good. They've just not let the running game get going, have they?
Not at all. In fact, the entire offense just looking a little bit out of sync in this one.
Yeah, sometimes this is why coaches like 4-down defensive linemen. They feel like they can cover more ground when defending the run.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Right down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Well, I wish this staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the 4th quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it were me.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And Matthews makes the ground. And he is going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He finds Matthews. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. This is caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now back to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Seahawks are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. I'm sure the message as they come out onto the field was, hey, take care of the football, because the fumble last possession led to a touchdown. Still a 3-score game, though.
You don't want things to start to snowball. You know, one error leads to another, which leads to another. And then all of a sudden you're fighting for your life down the stretch instead of finishing the game in style, which is what they're trying to do on this drive.
Yeah, it would be a pretty amazing comeback, but we've seen crazier things happen in the National Football League.
We certainly have.
Yards remain on 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. Brooks. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Strong loses it on the hit. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2. I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. It's his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. This ball has been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops from one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time they face a 3rd and 2. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
They'll run for it with Penning. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. And the Seahawks are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. He'll look to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. A great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Seahawks get a bit closer. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll try and run right on the option. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Pulled in at the 24. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6.
Pretty symptomatic of how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give them a lot of confidence to help turn things around. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. On play action, they'll throw. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll set up a throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about the defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. He gets it to Matthews, complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 23. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And they'll get this down to the 10. 14 yards that time for number 14.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Rashad Penny. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Seahawks have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know, it doesn't feel right. Exactly.
So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Eagles are going to recover. And that might be enough to put a bow on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And they will take a knee here. And they'll indeed take a knee. To defend your home turf, and today that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason, the head coach goes in front of the team and says, the mission for the season, defend our home field every time, split on the road, and we'll be in the playoffs. That's why defending the home field is vital.
So for Philadelphia, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season.
And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington.
Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3.
And they'll be on the road next week as they travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.
it.